Freddie Mercury, a famous singer and member of the band Queen, was loved by many people for his great songs and performances. However, when he was buried, no one knew where he was for 30 years. Recently, his grave was discovered, and something surprised everyone. What did they find there? Let's explore this mystery together. Freddie Mercury's death and burial. Freddie Mercury, the renowned frontman for Queen, was killed unexpectedly on the 24th of November, 1991. He was 45 years old at the time of his death. His death was brought on by bronchial pneumonia, a consequence that originates from AIDS, which he had been fighting in solitude for several years before his passing. As a result of the fact that Mercury had just recently acknowledged his illness the day before he passed away, the news of his passing came as a full and utter shock to fans all around the world. A melancholy shade was cast over the world of music as a result of this tragic revelation, which was then followed by his departure in such a short length of time. After his death, the corpse of Mercury was cremated at Kensal Green Cemetery, which is situated in West London. This took place after his departure. At the cremation service, there was a small number of people who were close friends and members of the family who were there. Queen bandmates Brian May, Roger Taylor, John Deacon, and Mary Austin, who was Mercury's former girlfriend and a friend for his whole life, were among those who were present. Mary Austin was also present. Additionally, Austin was presented with Mercury's ashes at the same time that he was entrusted with the task of ensuring that Mercury's dying wishes were carried out. During the process of dispersing Mercury's ashes at a place that was kept a secret, Austin took into mind Mercury's need for seclusion. It was decided to take this measure to prevent the spot where Mercury lays from becoming a shrine or a focus point for tourists. This was the reason behind the decision. During a substantial length of time, the location of Mercury's ashes remained a secret, which sparked a great lot of discussion and intrigue among fans, as well as among reporters working for the media. It was speculated by some that they were buried in Mercury's garden, while others believed that they were scattered throughout Lake Geneva in Switzerland, which is located near the mansion that Mercury dwells in, which is Montreux. The mystery that surrounds the site of Mercury's burial was a reflection of his highly private personality, as well as his wish to rest in peace, without intervention from the public. Mercury did not want the public to meddle with his last resting place. Beyond a simple matter of curiosity, the mystery that surrounded the site of Mercury's last resting place was more than just a matter of interest. At the same time, it was a manifestation of the tremendous regard and devotion that his followers and loved ones felt for him. Additionally, it served as a reminder of his larger-than-life presence and his wish to continue to feel in control of his own life even after he had died away. This was made possible by the fact that it was a monument. A great number of individuals discovered that the placement of his ashes, which they were not aware of, became a very moving representation of his continuing legacy. The contrast between his flashy public persona and his intensely private personal life was brought into sharp relief by this. The significance of the tomb. There are tremendously important cultural and symbolic repercussions that are associated with the choice to keep the grave of Freddie Mercury a private one. From the beginning of his existence till the end, Mercury was known to be a mysterious and extremely secretive individual. Even though he had a dazzling theatrical demeanor and was bigger than life, he was able to keep his private life secret from the public. To show their respect for Mercury's lifetime commitment to privacy, his friends and family made certain that the location of his ultimate burial spot remained a closely guarded secret during his entire life. In addition to this, it safeguards the sacredness of Mercury's final resting place, which is exactly where this seclusion is offered. In our day and age, when the graves of famous individuals are regularly transformed into tourist attractions, the fact that the tomb of Mercury is kept a mystery prevents it from becoming a commercialized place. Ours is extremely important. Rather than remembering him through a particular location, it gives people the opportunity to remember him through his albums and performances. It is via the utilization of this method that the sanctity and dignity of his memory are preserved, which is by Mercury's principles and goals. The usual concepts that are linked with public monuments for celebrities are put to the test by this choice, which offers a challenge to the culture. In addition to demonstrating the necessity of fulfilling the desires of a person even after they have died away, it demonstrates the possibility for a type of remembrance that is more personal and private. Through the continuing force of his music and the memories that he made, Mercury's legacy is kept alive in a way that he would have enjoyed more than anything else. To achieve this goal, it is necessary to guarantee that his ultimate burial location will be kept confidential. In a metaphorical sense, the tomb that was not discovered is a representation of the mystery and intrigue that accompanied Mercury throughout his life. He has a lengthy tradition as a mysterious figure in the history of rock and roll, and this further contributes to that legend. The fans are encouraged to have a connection with his spirit through the medium of his artwork, rather than a physical monument being created on his behalf. Mercury thought that music could transcend physical boundaries and form long-lasting emotional connections. The fact that this is the case is congruent with his belief. Additionally, his last resting place continues to be a source of inspiration and mystery, and it symbolizes the very essence of Freddie Mercury. This is similar to the way that his music continues to be. It was for a variety of key reasons that the decision was taken to reveal the tomb of Freddie Mercury, even though it had been kept secret for 30 years. The Mercury family and his estate concluded that the present moment was the appropriate time to pay tribute to Freddie's legacy in a way that was both innovative and significant. This decision was reached after great study. Both the music that Freddie Mercury has created and the story that he has told about himself have been a source of motivation and emotional impact for millions of people throughout his career. This has been consistent with both the music and the storyline. Additionally, the family believed that by disclosing greater information about his ultimate resting place, they would be able to make a more meaningful link to his life and the achievements he accomplished, as well as help followers have a better sense of connection to him. This was the family's hope. Additionally, the attention of the general public, which was another important factor, had a significant role in the decision-making process overall. The news of Freddie's demise caused a large number of folks to feel a sensation of loss, and ever since that time, there has been a considerable degree of curiosity in getting further information regarding the particulars of his interment. This choice to unseal the grave was made to demonstrate respect for the huge influence that Freddie had on the globe. In addition to gratifying this curiosity, the decision was made to offer appreciation. This served as the driving factor behind the choice that was made. It was the family's goal that by taking part in the celebration, they would be able to pay honor to his legacy and provide those individuals who had cherished him for a significant length of time a feeling of fulfillment and satisfaction. They were under the impression that by exposing the tomb, they would be able to pay tribute to Freddie's memory and make certain that his ultimate resting place would be commemorated in the same manner as his life and music. They thought that this would be feasible. It is a sign of both the family's respect for Freddie and the public's continuous interest in his life that the decision was made to proceed with unsealing the tomb. Although the decision to go with unsealing the tomb was taken after careful consideration of the problems that were outlined before, the choice was made, getting ready for the unsealing process. To be ready to open the tomb of Freddie Mercury, there was a process that needed to be carried out in a manner that was both diligent and respectful. There were members of the family, as well as archaeologists and historians, who were all part of the team that was responsible for completing this delicate work. Every single one of these people was responsible for a significant contribution to the process. By utilizing their specialist expertise, archaeologists made certain that the process of unsealing was carried out with exceptional attention. This was done to safeguard any items that may have been present and prevent any damage to the site. Because the location where Freddie was laid to rest was a location that held a great lot of meaning and emotion, it was their obligation to make sure that the procedure was carried out appropriately. To document every stage of the unsealing operation, it was necessary to confer with historians. To ensure that the particulars of the operation were correctly recorded for future reference, it was their responsibility to make sure that the process was recorded accurately. The significance of the event in terms of history needed to be kept, and this recording was vital to maintain that relevance once it had been saved. Additionally, the preparation included securing the location and organizing the required equipment for the procedure of unsealing the package. This contained the tools and techniques that were necessary to open the tomb cautiously, while ensuring that the contents of the tomb were safeguarded. This was included in this. In addition, each member of the family made a substantial contribution to the preparations in their special way. They made certain that the method honored and treasured Freddie's memory, in addition to serving as a supply of direction for the operation. Additionally, it was essential for them to be there to guarantee that the process of unsealing was carried out in a manner that was not only polite but also careful. The entirety of the procedure was meticulously thought out to pay honor to the legacy of Freddie Mercury and to ensure that his last resting place was treated with the respect that it deserved all along. The level of suspense reached a fever pitch as the world continued to speculate about the location of Freddie Mercury's last resting place, which was kept a secret. When it came to the truth, the time had come. In a moment, the tomb was going to be uncovered. What exactly was concealed by the cloak of secrecy? The unsealing event. At the start of the ritual that revealed the parcel, there was an atmosphere of seriousness and anticipation. Despite the cold morning, the chosen location was serene just right for the momentous occasion. A select few, including relatives, close friends, and an elite circle of colleagues, gathered together to watch the occasion. The attendance of those who had known and loved Freddie Mercury throughout his life was a tribute to the enduring affection and admiration they had for him. A short speech was given at the commencement of the ceremony to honor Mercury's legacy and recognize the immense impact he had on people all across the globe. An atmosphere rich with respect and attention was created by the ubiquitous presence of these feelings in the air. Since Mary Austin had been entrusted with the responsibility of concealing the location of Mercury's last resting place and safeguarding his ashes, she naturally became the center of attention. She had held the secret for almost 20 years, and now, as she was about to disclose the location, her emotions were obvious. Specifically, Austin guided the party to an unmarked, somewhat insignificant place. Over several years, she painstakingly removed a little memorial that had been buried there. Helped by a few others, she delicately removed the ashes from the securely sealed urn. Moreover, the urn was aesthetically pleasing. Tears were shed, symbolizing the deep emotional bond that each person had with Mercury due to their unique life experiences. As the urn was brought out into the light, the crowd went silent, and the tears that flowed from their eyes revealed the depth of their bond. Extreme care and consideration were given to every aspect of the unsealing process. With great care, the urn was opened, and those present took the opportunity to offer their condolences and pay their respects. Some individuals laid flowers or other handmade memorials next to the ashes. Consideration, intimacy, and self-reflection were the overarching emotions felt throughout the. At the end of the ceremony, there was a minute of silence so that everyone could remember Freddie Mercury and pay their respects. An amazing surprise was about to unfold as the tomb was eventually opened. Where did Freddie Mercury's last resting place conceal his secrets? As we explore the findings, you may expect to find sentimental remarks and intimate items that provide a rare look into the life of a rock star. First thoughts and results. Among the many first emotions described by those present during the unsealing process were feelings of awe and profound emotion. Thanks to the opportunity to pay their respects at Mercury's actual burial site, many people were able to finally find closure, and they were grateful for the occasion. The discovery of the urn, which was simple in design but held great significance, was a moving occasion for all parties concerned. Since it marked the end of years of sadness and admiration for the great artist, some thought it to be a significant event. The media did an excellent job of covering the event and were respectful to the attendees. The unsealing move piqued the curiosity of fans and members of the general public worldwide almost instantly upon its disclosure. Even though they were told to keep their distance, reporters and journalists were anxious to hear all they could from those who had been there. Rekindled interest in Mercury's life and legacy was caused by the report that his secret resting location was eventually found, which created a global headline. There has been a fresh rediscovery of Mercury's life and works. There was a lot of emotion in the reactions from the general public. Many people from different parts of the globe took to social media to talk about how much Mercury's music meant to them and how his songs had affected their lives. Despite not being there in person, many others felt an overwhelming sense of belonging to the occasion. This was a chance for many to think about the lasting impact of Freddie Mercury's legacy, which is truly remarkable. Undecorating the musician's work was a powerful way to honor his lasting impact and the enduring adoration and reverence he has received. Personal letters and souvenirs that Mary Austin had left behind for her life were among the first things discovered at the site, in addition to the urn itself. Even after Mercury had passed away, She continued to have a close relationship with him, and these artifacts offered a heartfelt peek into their relationship. During the unsealing ritual, not only was the location of Mercury's last resting place revealed, but it also brought to light the profound personal connections that he cultivated over his lifetime. A minute of communal remembering was held to pay tribute to the exceptional life of Freddie Mercury and the profound impression he made on the globe. Details of the findings. It was like unlocking a time capsule from a bygone age when the tomb of Freddie Mercury was finally allowed to be opened after 30 years of being sealed. Everyone involved was acutely aware of the historical significance of the occasion when the lid of the tomb was delicately lifted. The suspense that surrounded the event was intense, and it was clear that everyone was looking forward to it. Upon entering the tomb, one discovered a collection of personal artifacts that had been meticulously placed, each of which had its unique narrative. It was the handwritten notes that were scattered around the inside that were the first items that the team noticed. It was a profound finding to come across these notes. Some of them were written in Freddie's signature script, which was characterized by his colorful flair. Personal reflections, the author's final thoughts, and even messages to loved ones were included in the collection. Freddie's inner world is shown in a profoundly personal manner through the notes. In addition to expressing his gratitude, they conveyed his final farewells and voiced his expectations for the future. Because they provided fans and historians with a peek at the famed musician's side, which was rarely seen, these notes had a considerable amount of emotional weight. Several personal items that were relatively little but carried great meaning arose in addition to the notes. These artifacts were of a relatively small size. One of them was the watch that Freddie treasured the most. It was a piece of jewelry that had been by his side continuously during his entire life. Freddie had worn it for the entirety of his life. Even though it was a timepiece that had been meticulously preserved, it was a classic timepiece that not only represented Freddie's unique style, but also his perpetual existence. As a silent witness to the passage of time since Freddie's death, the watch appeared to be in a situation that was virtually identical to that of a watch that was waiting for this moment. This was the circumstance that the watch appeared to be in. Additionally, the group discovered a collection of rings, each of which featured a design that was unique from the others in the collection. It was through these rings, which were more than simply accessories. They were statements that Freddie was able to express his unique sense of style and distinctive personality. The fact that they were adorned with a wide range of colorful gems and intricate designs was a manifestation of his flashy stage persona, as well as his appreciation for pricey design. Every single ring was a piece of history, a continual reminder of the one who had captivated millions of people with his extraordinary performances because of his extraordinary talent. Among the most fascinating discoveries that were found, one of the most intriguing was the discovery of a beautiful casket that was hidden away in a secluded part of the tomb. As soon as this box was opened, it revealed a treasure trove of photographs and other personal treasures that were packed within it. Not only did the images include casual shots of Freddie with his friends and family, but they also included rare photographs from his early career life. Freddie was a professional photographer as well. Photographs like this captured intimate moments in Freddie's life and provided fresh perspectives on his life. As a result, they brought to light the human ties that were crucial to his pleasure and offered fresh insights into his existence. The mementos, which included concert tickets and lyrics that were penned by hand, provided a genuine connection to Freddie's music as well as his journey by providing a tangible connection to both. The precise placement of these items within the tomb gave the impression that an attempt had been made to maintain Freddie's memory. This was demonstrated by the fact that the tomb was filled with these items. By ensuring that every object was put with great care and safeguarded from danger, the person who was in charge of organizing the tomb made it abundantly evident that they had a profound reverence for Freddie's legacy. This was accomplished by ensuring that the tomb was very well organized. This perfect arrangement, which was a fitting respect to Freddie's legacy, symbolized the unwavering love and dedication that Freddie's fans and loved ones had for him from the beginning of his life to the present day. By making this arrangement, Freddie's memory was honored and remembered. The result's significance in the end. The discoveries that were made from the grave of Freddie Mercury extended far beyond the realm of historical items. These were the most deep insights into the life of one of the most legendary characters in the history of music. In addition to offering new information on Freddie Mercury's personal and professional life, Each object that was discovered within the tomb bore important importance. The most gratifying surprise that was discovered was the handwritten letters that were placed inside. They presented a rare opportunity to acquire insight into Freddie's inner thoughts and sentiments, which was gained through their presence. The purpose of these letters was to provide a direct connection to Freddie's inner world, allowing him to convey his hopes, concerns, and final farewells to his family and friends. The utilization of these notes, which acted as a window into Freddie's psyche, allowed the fans to have a greater understanding of the personal struggles and accomplishments that Freddie had experienced in his life. Because they brought the character to life, these remarks had a significant impact on the reader's feelings. They brought to life a well-known personality who had previously been perceived purely through the prism of his public persona. The symbolic meaning was attributed to the personal belongings, which included the watch and the rings, among other things. The watch that Freddie wore all the time served as a continual reminder of his ongoing impact and his one-of-a-kind sense of style. The realization that he could make even the most insignificant things of his life memorable and meaningful came to him as a result of this. It was a testament to Freddie's flamboyant and larger-than-life attitude that he wore the rings with their colorful gemstones and intricate patterns. Freddie was known for his extravagant attitude. Through the usage of these goods, fans were able to connect with Freddie's taste as well as his effect on fashion, which contributed to the consolidation of his reputation as a fashion icon. A novel viewpoint on the life and work of Freddie Mercury was provided by the magnificent box, which was loaded with pictures and other mementos for the occasion. Previously unknown glimpses into his personal life and relationships, as well as incidents from his personal life that had not been exposed before, were offered by these photographs. They were successful in capturing the essence of Freddie's joy, inventiveness, and the profound connections that he had with the people in his surrounding area. The souvenirs, which included concert tickets and songs written by hand, offered his physical connections to his musical legacy. They also served to illustrate the significant impact that he had on music and his admirers. The repercussions of these discoveries were felt far beyond the realm of Freddie Mercury's faithful followers. Through the discovery, historians were able to gain a deeper knowledge of Freddie Mercury's life and career, which added a new layer of complexity to the story that is already well known. The fresh perspectives offered a more comprehensive depiction of his personal and professional experiences, so contributing to the completion of the autobiographical account of his life. For many involved with the music industry, the discovery served as a timely reminder of the ongoing impact that Freddie Mercury had. Everything that was found in the tomb was a celebration of his musical abilities, as well as his ongoing effect on popular culture. The tomb was discovered in the middle of the night. It was via this action that they established his status as a famous figure, whose legacy continues to inspire and delight audiences all over the world. Not only did the opening of Freddie Mercury's grave expose physical objects, but it also showed a more profound link to his life and legacy. In a nutshell, the tomb was opened to reveal the tomb. Because of the personal items, letters, and mementos that were displayed, fans and historians were able to commemorate Freddie Mercury's life and achievements in a manner that was both contemporary and relevant. The stories that were told about Freddie Mercury were enriched as a result of these artifacts, since they gave readers new insights and a more personal grasp of the musician. Not only did the opening of Freddie Mercury's grave reveal personal valuables, but it also prompted people all across the world to reflect on the impact Mercury left behind. What kind of impact did this moment of realization have on how people all across the world looked at Mercury, public and media reactions? Reverberations were felt across the public and the media as a result of the unveiling of the last resting place of Freddie Mercury. Numerous news organizations from all around the world covered the event in great detail, therefore capturing the emotional significance that it had for Mercury's fans. Mercury's flamboyant demeanor was compared with photographs of the calm site and the humble urn that were featured in the headlines, which resulted in the creation of a compelling story about the guy who was the inspiration for the mythology. The response from the general people was instantaneous and quite emotional. A flood of sincere tributes and remembrances was created as a result of fans from all around the world expressing their emotions through various social media platforms. Many people recounted experiences about how the music of Mercury had an impact on their lives, which is a monument to the ongoing effect that he has had. fans were able to sense a greater connection to the legendary performer they had respected for such a long time if they participated in the unsealing ritual, which turned into a community event. Similarly, deep responses were received from those working in the music business. The opinions of artists and colleagues who had known Mercury or been influenced by his work were expressed by those individuals. There was an outpouring of tributes from other musicians, many of whom emphasized the incomparable skill that Mercury possessed and the enduring influence that his artistic career had. During the event, conversations were reignited regarding the contributions that Mercury made to the music industry, his distinctive voice, and his powerful stage presence. There was a rise in the popularity of Queen's music as a result of the revisiting of Mercury's career by both industry professionals and critics. There was a tremendous influence on Freddie Mercury's legacy as a result of the unsealing of his last resting place, which added additional aspects to how his life and work are regarded. Numerous individuals had a sense of resolution and a more profound comprehension of Mercury's desires as a result of the disclosures. Mercury was a consummate artist who placed a high value on his work, and the decision to keep his resting place private emphasized his wish to be remembered for his music rather than his death. This choice also reinforced the notion that Mercury was an artist who valued his craft above all else. Mercury's humanity was also brought to light by this incident, which presented him not just as a rock star who was bigger than life, but also as a person who had strongly held ideals and wishes. Highlighting the contrast between his public image and his private life helped the general public get a deeper respect for his multifaceted nature. Mercury was seen by his admirers as both an exceptional entertainer and a private guy who sought serenity in his closing moments. This dichotomy made him even more accessible and cherished by his fans. Furthermore, the event that led to the unsealing of the document rekindled interest in the life story of Mercury. There were documentaries, essays, and retrospectives that were produced, all of which delved into areas of his trip that had not been addressed before. The hurdles that Mercury had to overcome, his level of tenacity, and his everlasting dedication to his craft were brought to light as a result of this revitalized emphasis. Reflecting on the cultural and societal consequences of his work, particularly his role in breaking down boundaries linked to sexuality and identity in the music industry, was another opportunity that was presented to him as a result of this event. After everything was said and done, the discoveries that were made and how Mercury's last requests were respected contributed to raising his memory. The world's esteem and affection for him was reaffirmed as a result of this, and it ensured that his contributions to music and culture will continue to be honored for many decades to come. The legacy of Freddie Mercury, which has been enriched by this moving chapter, continues to be a tribute to the lasting force of talent, personality, and the intimate connection that exists between an artist and their audience. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you found this excursion inside the last resting place of Freddie Mercury and the riches that it revealed to be enjoyable. You will also receive other insights into the lives of legendary personalities. Simply clicking on the link that appears on your screen will take you to further intriguing information that will bring you closer to the legends that you care about.